Hi everyone, this is Wabash Plainview reporter Nick Van Hees bringing you tomorrow's headlines for April 12th, 2014. Leading off in the front page comes a story from my co-reporter Eric Seaman about educator effectiveness. This is based off some data which was released earlier this week from the Indiana Department of Education with the purpose of measuring educator effectiveness to see what percentage of teachers are labeled effective versus those labeled ineffective. And things are looking pretty good for the teachers of Indiana, which got more than 87% given an effective rating. And the same was true for Wabash County, as all but a handful of local teachers received passing marks as well. Our centerpiece story in tomorrow's front page is a story I put together earlier this morning. Here on Friday, I stopped by the Winchester Senior Center to cover their monthly tailgate food giveaway. Hundreds of cars lined up through Wabash City Park and to the Senior Center's parking lot to get bags of food. I talked to several of the volunteers, asked them, why they decided to help out and what they enjoy about it. And I talked to a couple officials from the Senior Center just to emphasize how important volunteers are to these kind of programs. You can also look for my photos I took along with that story in the paper edition of the Plain Dealer as well. Our next front page story comes from Eric Stoff, who's a reporter with the Peru Tribune. He brings us a story about DNR training, as DNR conservation officers are undergoing river rescue training along the Mississinewa. And these kind of rescue training procedures are so important because it's just good to be prepared for the worst, especially with the recent flooding happening here in Wabash coming to mind. And then our final front page story comes from managing editor Joe Slation. Just a quick update about the upcoming Gavin DeGraw concert, which will take place at the Honeywell Center's Ford Theater on Monday night at 7:30. There are still tickets available for that show. If you don't know too much about Gavin DeGraw, he is a multi-platinum Grammy-nominated pop singer. Some of his hits include I Don't Want to Be, Chariot, and In Love with a Girl. And he previously performed here in Wabash in August 2012 with Colby Calais. As a side note to this story, Michael Palisak, the comedian's show, is sold out. As for our North Manchester page, Eric Seaman brings another article about Manchester Elementary students will be Skyping with a well-known children's author on Monday as part of their Reading Initiative program. They will be Skyping with Kate McMullen, who has written about 100 children's books, and one of her books has received the New York Times Best Illustrated Book of 2002 award, and also a Boston Globe Horn Book Honor Award. As for our sports page in tomorrow's newspaper, sports editor Justin Shockey brings a quick roundup of how the county high school track and field teams are looking heading out of the spring break period and into the main bulk of the regular season. And then secondly, he brings an article about Olivia Wingett, who graduated from Southwood in 2010. Olivia has broken the Grace College career softball hits record with 155 hits. And she also holds the school's home run record with 30. Olivia is a senior this year. And Justin talked to her a little bit about what she likes about playing college softball and a quick preview of her goals for her final season at Grace. Well, this concludes tomorrow's headlines. You can also access articles online at www.wabashplaindealer.com. And links to many of our online articles can also be found on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well. Have a great weekend, everyone.